landscape drawings in CAD are constructed in a space we call model space. If you look down here in the window on this tab, I'm in model space at the moment. You can move from one space to a number of layout spaces by clicking on that tab. Here we are on an A2 sheet in landscape plan in portrait mode. Here's the same design in A4, also in landscape, and in A2. So we design and work full size in model space. So if we want to know the width of that path, we can just say, give me an estimate, an accurate estimate if we want, but it's 1 meter wide, and we can be very accurate if we need to by using these so-called O-snaps. But I digress. This little movie is about how do you print a design. Well, if you work in layout space and use standard symbols and set line thickness to by layer, you can manage to print very easily and print on different size sheets just by changing one variable. Let me illustrate. Here's A4 landscape. I've got line weight turned on, and I'm going to print. And let's imagine I want a high quality print. I'll tick this fit to paper box for the moment, and I'm going to print a PDF file. I'm going to use a little phantom printer called gCADPlus. I've got A4. I'll tick landscape. I'll set my properties. I've got 600 dots per inch at the moment. Let's pump it up a little bit, but if we want a final plot, we might go even higher, and we'll say OK. Now we're in the print setup box again, and if we say OK, notice this scale 1 equals 0.968. So if I take that off, and you wanted exact 1-to-1 scale on the piece of paper, you could tick that box, but let's say I'm going to fit it to the paper for the moment. We don't care too much about scale right now. You can ignore this scale line weights for the moment, and I can preview it, and there's we get a view of what we can see, what we're going to see. And let's now print. All the settings stay the same, paper is the same, cute PDF, and we can go OK. What I want to illustrate is, and what we want to have a look at, is the A4 printed sheet. Remember, A4 is quite small, and we're going to print on here, and we're leaving line weights set. And let's go to our desktop, and we'll say gCADPlus drawing, and we'll call this A4 test print, and we'll say save it. That'll happen in background. And if we go to our desktop and we find gCADPlus drawing, let's open it with Adobe Acrobat, and there we are. If we now zoom in, let's go view and zoom and marquee zoom. Let's have a look in here, and notice we've got a lot of blurring. Even though this is a really good PDF writer, our thickness of our lines is much too heavy. So remembering that's a very small sheet of paper, let's go to the A2 sheet and repeat it. So we'll say File and Print, Cute PDF Writer. We need to change our paper because this is A2 now. I'm not going to change anything else, and we'll say OK, and 1200 dots per inch, and OK it. So the print should be written off in the same place in the desktop there, and we'll get a PDF file on an A2 sheet of paper. let's just call this gCADPlus test drawing A2, and we'll save it. Then we'll go to the desktop again, and here's our new drawing. So, and here we are again. So let's go to View and Zoom, Marquee Zoom, and this time we've improved. We haven't got that heaviness in there, and we've got good resolution. Let me just come out. So we'd be happy to send that drawing off to the client. It's nice and crisp. Now, I mentioned before, let's close that one. I mentioned before that if we go back to the A4, all we need to do to get the similar sort of result is say Format, Line Weights, and we'll just take it away from the default, and we'll put it, say, to 0.09 and apply it, and we'll again print that one. File and print. The only thing we have to change is the paper size, A4 this time, and we'll OK it, and we'll print.